So I'm going to read what Roy had to say. This has nothing to do with the playthrough, but for clarification purposes, the other night I was doing a retro react stream on my sister channel, DSP Throwback. We were watching my original Heavy Rain playthrough from 14 years ago. People were vibing out, having a great time. We're watching the old playthrough. We're laughing at the old commentary. We're laughing at the game. We're having a great time. Roy comes in. He's very generous, and he does a bunch of super chats. They help out a ton, okay? So Roy just did another super chat. And his super chat he says the following, okay? It's $20 super chat, by the way, so thank you so much, Roy. He says, I find it funny how many people are upset because I donated $300. I've been a fan since I was in college. Don't let losers make you feel bad, DSP. Remember, hate only comes from below. I don't listen to anyone like that. Anyone who's going to go at you and complain that you contributed is a piece of shit. Like, you have to understand that, like, these are people who just wish awful things on me and my family all the time for literally no good reason. They don't know me. They don't know the truth of anything. They're just scumbags. They're miserable people trying to bring down others. They can't stand happiness. They can't stand that someone on the internet is making a living playing games. They just hate everything around them, okay? So, Roy, I appreciate this. Here's the deal. When these people come at you, or this goes for anyone who contributes to my content, and if someone comes and harasses you, it's this simple. You laugh at how pathetic they are, you block them so they can't message you ever again, and you move on. You don't even acknowledge it.
The moment you bring them up, you give them attention they don't deserve. We haven't been talking about them, we don't care about them.
Because the moment you bring them up, you've already given them exactly what they were looking for. Attention. That's all they want. They're just a bunch of needy little children who are so upset at the life in general that, things aren't good for them, but others can have good things. Fuck them. If they're going to come harass you because you decided to do something nice, they don't need to ever be addressed. So actually us talking about them right now, sadly, is exactly what they wanted. So I'm going to stop talking about them now and not bring them up again. I appreciate your support, Roy. Just ignore the dumbasses from now on. We don't need to address them. Roy did a whopping $50 super chat, and he says the following. You will never be criticized by people doing more than you. You'll only be criticized by people doing less. I'll match the tips goal remaining for the day. Keep up the good work. You've changed a lot of people's lives. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Roy. Roy, it is that kind of positivity that keeps the world going. It's not the people who are sitting around yelling at people, crapping on people. Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Those are miserable people, right? It doesn't matter. You're being stupid. Can you not derail my fucking stream? Really? Shut up. Yes, perhaps you could have thought that yesterday I was being rude to you, Lavinia, but literally you sat here in the chat, spammed my fucking podcast, demanding my attention during the time that wasn't even Q&A. Fuck off and get banned and don't come back. You're an obnoxious individual, and we don't want your kind around here. We want people who are actually here to have a good time and be chill. So fuck off and kiss my ass. Oh yeah, and if you're on TikTok watching this, fuck you, motherfucker. Kiss my ass.
I'm a network specialist.
RGB, if you're a complete idiot, and I'm not even going to address what you just said because it's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Sorry if I offended, I just figured you'd want insight.
RGB, I'm really had it with you now. I'm going to tell you one more time. You got to shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. We did a big segment regarding the suggestion box. That's right. We brought back the suggestion box. Shorten your podcast. 3 hours per day is too long. So because you said that it's 3 hours long, you can kiss my fucking ass. Motorized fan says you take a 3-hour break between streams. But you think I get a 3-hour break. That's because you're a fucking idiot. You don't live the life. You're just a complete fucking mouth drooler moron who just wants to belittle. Just like the idiot who says I run a 3-hour podcast. You're also a moron. All these fucking idiots who just want to over-exaggerate to try to prove a point, and their point's completely wrong. You're just an idiot. Everything you say is incorrect, but you circle jerk yourselves into believing this stuff is fact. It's not. You're moronic. You're really stupid. I'm sorry for how dumb you are and for your whole family to have to put up with you.
It's not the people who are sitting around yelling at people, crapping on people. Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Those are miserable people, right?
Those are the people who hinder the world and make it worse. If they would just step out of their zone of just nasty, toxic funk for a minute and they would realize how bad they're wasting their lives, they'd be so fucking embarrassed. But the problem is no one ever does that, right? No one ever forces them to kind of open their eyes to the nonsense that they're doing. And so they just propagate it over and over, and it never ends, like a never-ending cycle of crap. I feel bad for those people like that because you know what that means? They just don't have anyone who cares about them enough. Honestly, if someone's entire life is just spent hating on people on the internet, it's like no one pulled you aside and said, like, what are you doing with your time? Like, this is the group of people you spend time with on the internet, people who are miserable and hating on others. Like, what are you doing with your life?
My so took me out for Valentine's Day. What did Phil did for V-Day? Play a game mode while being bored and stay at home. And I'm the miserable one.
Great point, Repsy. Thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, for real. And I think that's intentional. There's definitely a reason why he tries not to ever know anything about the detractors. Because he knows that it puts all of his stupid shit as a lie. That's why he can't look into detractors. Because they're going to have better lives. They're going to have better jobs. They're going to have more stability. They're going to have better prospects. They're going to be smarter. They're going to be more educated. They're going to be older and more mature than him in some ways. Not that you'd really necessarily need to be older than DSP to be more mature than him, but you know what I'm saying. DSP has to be ignorant. He needs us to be some sort of evil person.